The Transpacific yacht race is supposed to be the most grueling, longest yacht race in the world. You know, it only comes every couple of years. And at one point, you're the furthest from land anywhere in the world. But you know, you're talking about sailing across the Pacific Ocean. He took care of that crew in that yacht for 13 days, averaging about an hour to an hour and a half sleep a night. I can't do that doing anything.
A phenomenal experience, an emotional one for me, because basically I've done some pretty scary things in my life, and getting on this Transpac with this boat out with Mother Nature and seeing what Mother Nature could do with the waves and the water and everything, it's unbelievable. And I had more experience out there on this 2-week trip, or week and a half, than all my Indy days. I would find myself at night, tears. It's hard for me to hold them back now. It's really a close thing to life and what it's all about. To race in the Kentucky Derby of all boating is phenomenal, and I'm sure that that had a lot of emotional effect on me as well, because I worked many years to get to the Indianapolis 500 and to get approved to drive there. And maybe I did some homework along the way that they accepted me to be a skipper on a boat and a Transpac. But you know, to me it was a real privilege to race with the Disneys and race with all of these people, and to come home in the top 10 boats that arrived here.
Nice.
So Bruce, were there any fights at all? There had to be a couple cat fights, no?
Dick wanted to keep putting up the spinnaker down the home stretch, and it was blowing 30 knots, and we told him,
You're out of your mind?
And then we heard someone was out fishing instead of coming to see the finish, and then we said, for sure, we're not going to put the sail on.
When the block, they call it a block, where the main lines that handle the 20,000 pound plus thrust that the sails have, it goes through that block and up to the winch. He was sitting right next to it with his elbow not even 5 inches from it. And that thing just exploded and flew forward and then flew back and hit the fiberglass right next to his chest. And if that thing weighs probably 40 pounds, 45 pounds, that would have just killed him instant. Because the seas were so rough, we lost control of the boat. The boat took over control. We were just passengers. And that's interesting, to be a passenger when the wind is just tearing that thing every direction. The sails are rattling. You think the boat's going to be nothing but a piece of junk when it's all over and said and done. And on the other side of the coin, all of a sudden, peacefulness comes and the boat can be fixed. And off we go. There was probably 90% of the entire trip that I personally never slept more than 1 hour a night. And that has a warm feeling, because I was never tired. And I don't understand how you could only sleep an hour a night at the most, to 2 hours a couple of times, and not be tired. You know, I don't know.
Dick Simon took this and getting ready for the race to a new level. He went, asked who we get for crew, what sails, what gear do we need on the boat, and he went and got some sponsorship. He went and made this an event beyond the 100-year race. He went and made it Dick Simon's first Indianapolis 500 ocean race, which is the Transpac.
From experience, my high was probably dealing with my friends and sailing all night and all day with people that I really enjoyed sailing with. Lows would probably be the rainstorm last night, where I was absolutely soaked and still had a job to do. And Listen, it's part of the job.
Being offshore, however, does have its strains and so on, and everybody has their own idiosyncrasies, but really you can't overlook those types of things, and everybody has one focus in mind, and that's to make the boat go fast. We've got really one objective, and we just kind of divide all the jobs up and work together. That's what it's all about.
This time I got to co-skipper with Dick Simon, which was a big honor. Getting the boat ready with him before the race was terrific. He took this different directions I didn't know people would get the boat ready with sponsorships, getting the crew, getting the equipment on the boat. He knew how to do this, work with people and make sure the boat can sail up in the front of the fleet.
He's jumped out of airplanes with and without parachutes. He has crashed airplanes, put one through a barn, lived to tell about it. I don't know. I hope he stops getting these harebrained ideas one of these days.
We were so proud of him when he came into Honolulu. I mean, we had tears in our eyes for this man. It was just tremendous.